Hello, my name is Miguel Ortega, and this is my final presentation for CIS 4900. This semester, my team and I built Spoty, an interactive map application for discovering and sharing local resources with friends. Throughout this presentation, I'll walk you through our project's evolution, the technical work behind it, the challenges we faced, and my personal contributions. Okay, so what is the problem Spoty is trying to solve? Here it is. Finding reliable local spots like study areas, bathrooms, restaurants, or small events is more difficult than it should be. Existing map apps are too broad and they don't show what's relevant to your immediate circle. Our solution is Spoty, a map where you can drop pins, categorize them, and share them with friends. The idea is to create a trusted, community driven way of discovering meaningful places around you. Before diving into the technical side, I want to start with a quick demonstration of Spoty so you can see the final product in action. Alright, so when you first go to our website, the first thing you'll see is a sign in page where you have two options. You can sign in or sign up. Now, since I already have an account with Spoty, I'm going to click sign in. So I click the sign in button and it redirects me to the sign in page. Since I already have an account with Spoty, I'm going to use my account to demo this project. As you can see, Google already saved my information, so I don't need to put it in. So I'm just going to click sign in. And here it is, the home page. So the home page greets you with the map on the right side with all the pins you added. In other words, all the locations that you added to your map. And then on the left side, you have a panel that shows all the pins and some basic information about them, like the name of the pin, a description, a rating, and an image. All this information is stored in the database. This is why when I logged in, you notice that it was empty for a second or two. This is because the front end is fetching the data from the database we're using, which is Supabase. So what is the main thing you can do with Spoty? With Spoty, you can add locations to your map. I'm going to showcase this now. To add a location to the map, all you have to do is click on the Add Spot button. When you click on the button, a menu pops up where you have to pick the name of the place, the location, the description, and the category, as well as an image, which by the way is optional. So let's do this now. The place I'm gonna add is Central Park. So place name, I'm gonna put Central Park, but you can name it whatever you want. Doesn't have to be Central Park. Now the address. So in certain situations, if a place is famous enough, all you have to do is put the name of the location and the address will show up. So here it is, Central Park, New York County. That should be right. Now a description. I'm just gonna say Giant Park. And then the category. I'm gonna pick favorites. And now you choose an image. I already have an image saved here. There you go. And the rating. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Now once you're done, you click the Add Spot button. It'll take a second and bam, it adds it to the map. You can see it on the left panel here. When you click on it, it zooms in to the location on the map. Here it is. And with the pin icon of favorites, which is a heart. The button under Add Spot is the Locate Me button. This button is responsible for centering the map on the user's current location. When the user clicks it like this, the app calls the browser's built-in geolocation API and retrieves their latitude and longitude. Below that, we have additional tools like Show Top 10 and a sorting dropdown where users can reorder their saved places by criteria like newest, or highest rated, or lowest rated. Let me give an example. So when I click on the dropdown, I can sort by lowest rated, and it shows the Met, the Metropolitan Museum, as the lowest rated. I love the Met, but I'm using it as an example here. The rest of the panel displays the user's saved spots as cards. The goal of the left panel is to give users a structured and organized way to interact with all their locations while still keeping the map fully visible to the right. The left panel is also collapsible by clicking the hamburger on the top left. So for example, when I click on it, the map takes the whole screen for the user to drag and look at their pins. Oh, and by the way, the user can edit and delete their pins. So they can edit the image, they can edit the name of the place, they can edit the rating, etc. Now let's move on to the Explore tab. It's gonna take a second to load all the data, but there it is. It loads all the data. So what is the Explore tab? The Explore tab shows all the places that your friends have added. Instead of displaying every spot from every user, the Explore page is personalized. It pulls only locations from people you're connected with. The idea is to create a trusted discovery experience. You're not browsing random locations from strangers, you're seeing spots recommended by people you actually know. Each card here, you see here, displays the place's photo, name, address, rating, and short description. This makes it really easy to scroll through and get a sense of why your friends think is worth checking out around the city. So every location you see here is a location added by a user that I added as a friend. In this case, it's my fellow group members. As you can see, it shows all of the places that they've added. So we have Prospect Park, Gowanus, rock climbing. Any place they added, it'll show up here. And just like in the home page, you can filter the places by rating, by category, or by stars. It works just the same. So for example, let's sort by nightlife. It shows all the places that my friends have added that have the category of nightlife. We have Black Horse Pub, Sunken Harbor Club, and Bembe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And you can see the description that they added, as well as how far away it is from your location, which is pretty cool. Now let's take a look at the Profile tab. This page is focused on the user's personal information and the places they've added to the platform. At the top, we display the user's profile details: their name, their email, their username, and the profile picture. As you can see, this is my profile picture, and you can change it. All this information is coming directly from Supabase. It's more specifically the profiles table. Below this, we have the My Places section. This shows every spot that the user has created themselves. Each card includes a photo, the name of the place, the address, the rating, and the description, just like the Explore tab. One of the most important buttons in this page is the Friends button. This button allows you to add friends by email. So when you click on the button, it tells you add friends by email to see pinned places on the Explore page. What you do is you add the person's email, and then you'll be able to see all the locations that user has added on the Explore page. So I'm going to give an example of this in the next section. In this section, I'll show you how the Friends button works. And to do that, I created a new account with Spoty with a separate email. As you can see, there's nothing shown on the screen because I just created this account. I have no pins. When you click on the Explore tab, it tells you haven't added any friends yet. Go to your profile page to add friends by email and see their pinned places here. So when we go to the profile page, I'm going to click on the friends button and I'm going to add my email. So my email is right here. I'm going to click add friend and it tells you successfully added Miguel as a friend. Let's exit out and now let's go to the Explore tab. It's going to take a second and there you go. It'll show you all the places that that user, me, has added to their map. So to give you some proof, if you recall, I added Central Park to my map. And here it is, Central Park. Pretty cool. Lastly, we have the About tab, which just shows you some general information about our mission, the key features, how it works, and the use cases of our app, as well as the technology stack. At the top right, we have the logout button, which I'm going to click now, which just takes you back to the sign-in page. Alright, now that we're done demoing the project, it's time to talk about the system architecture, the team challenges, my role, as well as the evolution of the project. So Spoty is built using a React frontend, which handles all UI, state management, and user interactions. Our backend and database run entirely on Supabase, which gives us authentication, secure data storage, and an API. We use Leaflet.js as a map library and built-in geolocation API to censor the map on the user's location. Database schema. Our Supabase schema includes three main tables. Profiles. Profile stores user data and connects to Supabase authentication. Locations. Location stores all pinned places along with descriptions, images, categories, and coordinates. Lastly, we have a friends table, which manages the user-to-user relationships, like I showed earlier. We intentionally kept the schema simple and scalable, so we can easily add features like reviews, ratings, and friend-only visibility in the future. So as you can see, it's very simple. The goal was to keep it as simple as possible. That way I can learn and it'll make it easier to add things later on. This next section is one of my favorite sections because it shows the growth of our project. Here it is, early stage. We started with hand-drawn sketches of what our website will look like, and more specifically the sidebar, the filters, and where the map will go. As you can see, not much has changed in terms of the layout. We still have a similar layout to this sketch right here. The map is on the right, and on the left we have the content. But the tabs are different. We had a team tab and a contact tab, which we ended up switching out for the Explorer and the profile. From the early stage, we moved on into a vanilla JavaScript prototype that allowed basic pin creation and map interaction. This helped us understand the core behavior before committing to a front-end framework. So yeah, we started off with vanilla JavaScript, CSS, and HTML, and we were actually locked into actually using it in the long run. But as you saw, we didn't. We migrated to React plus V because it was getting too out of hand and the code was getting very messy. And now that I have experience with React, I think I'm never going back to vanilla JavaScript. It's just too much work. There's a lot going on. It's very messy. It's quirky. React makes it so much simpler. I love it. Eventually, we rebuilt everything in React and V, which completely transformed the project. React gave us reusable components, cleaner code, and far better structure. Our final design includes a polished home view, an explore page, and a profile page with the user's stored places. My role in the project focused heavily on the architecture and engineering side. I set up the initial project environment, migrated the entire application to React, which was very challenging. I will talk about that later. And I integrated Supabase for storing and retrieving pins. I also manage GitHub projects, handle most of the merge conflicts, and led debugging during our React transition. On the front end, I built several major components: the map, the sidebar, add pin, and parts of the explore page. I designed our data flow between React State, Leaflet events, and Supabase queries, and converted early prototypes into production-ready components. My biggest challenge that I personally faced by far was migrating from vanilla JavaScript to React, which required rethinking how the entire app works, integrating Leaflet inside React without causing re-renders or duplications. I also learned advanced Git workflows to fix merge conflicts and clean up branches. When we migrated to React, we had to essentially wipe our entire history and start from scratch, which was a big undertaking and a big blow to our progress. I felt a little defeated starting with React. See, the entire semester I was learning JavaScript all the way until I think late October, and we realized that we were having many issues trying to implement the features that we wanted with vanilla JavaScript. So we had no other choice. So we had to move on to React and Vue. So during that entire month of November, I had to essentially learn the framework, or not a framework, it's a library. Learn the library of React, and that means learning hooks, components, and use state. Luckily for me though, because I spent so much time learning JavaScript early on, learning the fundamentals, React, although I wouldn't say it was easy, it was very straightforward compared to JavaScript. Everything made sense, and I can see why people use React nowadays to build websites. Components make things so much easier. You can reuse them, you can add data to them and make them remember things. It's amazing. So what can I take away from this project? Throughout this project, I strengthened my skills in JavaScript, React, Supabase, Leaflet, responsive design, and version control. I also spent a significant amount of time learning how to structure a full stack application and debug across multiple layers. Now I'm going to talk about an abandoned feature that we couldn't add to Spoty. So Spoty gives users a simple, community-driven way to find and share trusted local spots. We ended up postponing the auto removal feature we had planned of temporary event pins, since building a scheduler system was more complex than we expected, and we prioritized stability for the minimal viable product. This project taught me how real-world software evolves through iteration, problem solving, and teamwork. I learned how to architect systems, collaborate effectively, and build features that feel meaningful to users. I'm incredibly proud of how far the project has come, and I plan to improving Spoty beyond this class. I really have fun with this project, and I really feel like I learned so much, and I think this is the first time that I've pushed myself this far for something, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening, and here are all the links to the GitHub repo, the project board, the time log, and the deployed version of the app, which should be deployed by the time you watch this video. If not, check the repository. Thank you for your time.